Ignored and trivialized, experts warned Australia government before catastrophic blazes.
Here's a summary of the article.
The former Deputy Commissioner of New South Wales Fire and Rescue Services sounded the alarm long before wildfires killed 34 Australians, decimated the country's unique wildlife and created a smoke cloud so vast it was visible from space. You only had to look at the conditions the fire agencies and the land management agencies used to determine the fire danger index, the amount of fuel on the ground, the heat, humidity, wind and so forth, and you could see it. Morrison's detractors reject this, pointing to numerous examples of the government belittling or questioning the links between climate change and extreme weather events such as fires. Fires are a pretty heartbreaking thing to get involved in, said Lever, 74, who retired from public service in 2010 and has seen the most recent fire season up close while defending his farm near the village of Cobargo on the coast of New South Wales. Greg Mullins, a co-founder of the group, was the fire and rescue chief for New South Wales State in the southeast of the country for over 13 years. Like countless other men and women on the front line, I have faced off against 30-meter walls of flame, seen many homes burn to the ground, tried to console inconsolable residents, been forced to run for safety and seen native animals bounding out of the burning bush to collapse and die, Mullins wrote on January 20 in a fuming editorial. Some local governments may be learning important lessons, but Thompson, the former Deputy Commissioner of New South Wales Fire and Rescue Services, worries that the ELCA's message has still not penetrated. After the interview with NBC News, he sends a follow-up text with a final plea: these fires are a wake-up call, not just to Australia but the rest of the world.
This post received a score of 8,490, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Can't say I'm surprised. Ignoring the experts seems to be a growing problem. But profits.
Your own profits? No, of course not, the profits of some old, stinky stakeholders and CEOs somewhere.
We can beat the system by being all CEOs. Quick, everyone make a startup.
Yes. And then sell 49% of it to strangers with money.
And then get pushed out by some fuckwits with better lawyers and bigger wallets before it starts making any real money, and then watch them convert your idea into an empire, laughing face.
Like McDonald's.
50 years of warnings have been ignored and now here we are. It is practically impossible to convince someone that the way they make money has negative outcomes for everyone else.
It is difficult to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on him not understanding it. Upton Sinclair.
The entirety of Alberta. Friendly Geordies is one of the most reasonable Australians who's been paying attention to this. Seriously. Emergency. Why Australia is burning, Australia's burning, the blame game, dear Your Majesty. Why he should be in prison.
Just don't ask his opinion on nuclear power.
He does make a good point though, it would be cheaper and better long-term to invest almost entirely in renewables. We missed the boat on nuclear, we should lead the world in renewables. We have an area nearly the size of the United States with F.A. in it, let's fill it with solar and wind.
In a bizarre turn of events, the Greens were blamed for the bushfires pretty much the day they started. Climate change denial and the grip of fake news is so rampant in Australia it's mind-boggling. Murdoch runs the narrative in this country for these kind of people no matter how bad it is for them. He has screwed them so many times and they just don't realise it.
I had a lot of older 50-plus people tell me it was the fault of the Greenies. Which traditionally is a loose term for conservationists, not necessarily the Green Party. They were somehow of the belief that the Greenies had protested and stopped the planned reduction burning, even though every year I hear the chief of the Rural Fire Services talk about how they have to keep reducing the window of reduction burning due to climate conditions.
That gen of blokes around and just over 50 go for the fake news hook, line and sinker. That's the generation that watches Channel 9 News and A Current Affair like they are the word of God. They have a weird thing where they are so against fake news and think they are the woke ones whilst being the very people pushing the fake news. 30 years of going along with whatever narrative was pushed by the news will do that to you, I guess.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.